Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am back with another Art of the Root oil review, and today's oil is the Bend Over oil by Art of the Root, of course. And as you can see, with all of their other oils, it is filled with different herbs, along with the date that it was made and the date that it expires. And I'm going to go ahead and read what the write-up is for this oil. And it says that the Bend Over oil is another traditional hoodoo oil that helps you establish a firm hand over others. It can be used for a variety of purposes, such as getting others to do your bidding, influencing people or institutions to work in your favor. And it can certainly help you establish control over another person. It can also help you squash unwanted behavior in other people. But they say that you should be very cautious as to how you use this particular blend. Having someone bend over to your own will is one thing, but causing someone else harm in the process opens up a whole new can of worms. And they're just saying that the Bend Over oil helps you take control of any situation. So I do have a story time with this oil. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The way that it smells, it's a different smell from from like the usual smells, in my opinion, that come from the Art of the Root. This is more of like a woodsy smell. It kind of smells like sweet wood, or if you were to like go in the forest somewhere and like add a sweet scent to it. It's just a different scent, in my opinion. That's probably like the best that I can describe it. And it is pungent. So I know for myself, this is, well, I wouldn't do a bend over spell or ritual on myself, but I was about to say that this wouldn't be something that I would wear. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the story time. And basically, I did the ritual that was online for this oil, and I also did the candle, not the candle, the honey jar suggestion that was on here as well. And what I noticed was, like, I really didn't see anything come from it. Basically, like, just for an example, like one of the rituals that I did, the candle ritual that I did was basically, I try to keep it simple. I wanted to have someone to take me to Jacksonville. So I did the ritual. I put their name, so-and-so, take me to Jacksonville, Florida, because I was really wanting to get out of town and just take, a nice little day trip or whatever. And so I did the ritual. I burnt the candle. And I waited a week just to see if he would bring it up or, just mention it or whatever. He didn't. And so then I was like, well, okay, well, maybe I need to like throw in some hints or whatever. So, of course I'm like, oh, I'm just really stressed here. I just need to get away. I would love to take a trip to Jacksonville, Florida and stuff. And you guys, that didn't work either. He was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. You know how some men are. They're so nonchalant. Okay. So it's like, well, damn, I was like, well, what else do I need to do as far as to get done what I'm trying to get done to see how well this oil works and stuff. And like the last thing left to do is basically to have the oil in contact with your target. So basically that means you would have to put the oil either on your target or on a piece of their clothing. So I was like, oh gosh, I was like, how can I do this and stuff? Because really the only time that I see him is at work, unless we're hanging out somewhere. And so I was like, well, I was like, maybe I could come into the office early and just like put it on his mouse at his desk. And then when he touches it, then he's touching the oil. And I was like, well, no, that won't work. That will work because they have cameras at our job. So I was like, well, I don't want anybody seeing me in his desk, looking suspicious, trying to put oil somewhere where I know that he will touch it, basically. So it's like, it just so happened last night, we decided to get together. Like, he came over to watch a movie, basically. We're gonna have drinks and watch a movie. So I was like, okay, this is your time to, get him in contact with this oil. And it's like, you guys, I don't know why I was so nervous as far as how I could be discreet in getting him, getting the oil on this man. And it's like, I went through all these different situations, like, well, maybe I can, nicely put some on my hands and then rub some on him. And then I was like, well, maybe when he comes, like, I could put some on the outside door handle. And so when he comes, I can pretend that I'm in the bathroom and just like be like, oh, just let yourself in, yeah, I'm in the bathroom, go ahead, let yourself in, sit down and just wait till I get out of the bathroom, basically. Because I was like, well, then he would touch the door handle, which would, in turn, put the oil on him and stuff. But I was like, well, I looked at the website and I was like, okay, well, with it though, when you place it on your target, you have to state your intention. So I was like, okay, that probably won't work if I put it on the door handle unless I state my intention onto the door handle when he touches it. And I was like, no. I was like, I just need to go ahead and put the oil on him one way or the other. And the thing that made me so nervous about it is the fact that, it's not like a discreet scent. It's like a really pungent scent with the oil. So it's like, I was afraid that he would know that I have put this oil on him because all of a sudden he can just smell it and stuff. Because I was like, well, if I can smell it and I put the oil on him, of course, then he can smell it and stuff. So I was like, just forget it. I was like, what you're going to do is when he comes to the door, put some on your hands and just kind of rub it in. Don't put a whole lot, just put enough. And like, make sure that you give him a nice long hug. And that's exactly what I did. When he came in, we gave each other a hug, and I gave him one of those types of hugs where, you hug them tight and you rub your hands up and down their back. And so basically that's what I did to make sure that the oil would, rub up and down his back and stuff. Because it doesn't say the website doesn't say that it has to be skin to skin contact. It can be basically anything that will come in contact with your target. So since he was wearing a shirt, I was like, okay, I'll put it on the shirt. And so that's what I did and stuff. And it's like, I could smell it. And I was wondering, like, can he smell it? Stuff like that. Or maybe he'll just think that, I just have, just lotion or whatever on my hands or whatever. But the funny thing is, it's like when I did hug him, my intent was you were no longer overdo it in drinking alcohol. And the reason that I did that is because he seems to have a problem when he drinks too much. And it basically turns him into a different person. Like, he's not violent or anything like that, but it's just really unattractive. He's no longer fun to hang out with or anything like that because you're not coherent. So it's like you're a different person. It's like, I understand you want to drink some and stuff, but, still keep control over your drinking. So that was my intention when I gave him a hug. And it's like, I didn't speak it out loud. I just thought it in my head. And I was like, what I said basically in my head was, control your drinking. Don't overdo it tonight. And you guys, I promise you, it's like the whole night, I didn't mention anything about the drinking or anything, but he just kept saying that, I need to control my drinking tonight. I need to control my drinking tonight and stuff. And I'd be like, okay, well, I can fix you a glass with something to drink. So I did that. And he drank that. And then he was like, well, after he finished that, he was like, well, can I have another one? And I was like, sure. I was like, that's fine or whatever. He's like, don't put too much because I have to control my drinking tonight. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, it's that oil. I was like, it's this oil because usually he's just like happy-go-lucky, turning up drinks and stuff. But last night he just had the mind frame of, I have to control my drinking. And it was like the exact thing that I said in my excuse me, in my intention. So it's like, I was just like, wow, okay. I was like, well, maybe this is what was needed in order for the oil to work on my behalf. I know some, of course, everyone is different or whatever. But for me, I found that despite doing the rituals, despite doing the jar that was suggested on there, the honey jar, I needed to actually have this oil come in contact with the person to benefit from the results. So I wanted to come on here and just share my story with you guys in case you are interested in using this oil. Of course, it is a domination oil, so you want to be careful with your intent. You want to be careful as far as what you are wishing for the person to do. Don't be out here looking crazy or suspicious, just trying to get the oil in contact with the person. As always, be careful and be safe and stuff. So once again, I thank you for returning to my channel. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.